Hello and welcome to the LDM show. This is an exclusive behind the scenes right now. I'm in the office of the Bronx Borough President, Ruben Diaz Jr. And this is amazing. You're going to be watching us talk. And it's not going to be a politician thing or political thing. It's going to be about a Ruben Diaz Jr.'s thing. We want to learn about him. So this is Behind the Mic with myself, LDM. So watch us and stay tuned.
He's got me, he's guilty of loving me in the first degree. I wanna give him all I've got.
Hello and welcome back to the LDM show. Again, like I said, we have to have Behind the Mic with a special person that has been doing a whole lot for the Bronx, and I'm happy to be here today because born and raised in 167, it's just a dream come true that I'm here with Borough President Ruben Diaz Jr.
Welcome, Charles. Welcome to Borough Hall. It's good to have you.
Oh my God, it was great. I was watching all the awards, and you're a man of many hats, and I gotta just say I appreciate you, and I appreciate that you gave us this time to be here today. But again, I know with all the voting and all this other stuff, we're not here really for that. We want to know the man behind, the man that put the hall out there. When you look up on the signs and you see all these celebrities' names, this man did that. When you go and see movie stations and all these things coming out, this man did that. And before we get to all these questions, how does it feel like you're part of bringing the Bronx up to the next level?
Well, thank you for being so magnanimous, but the reality is that this is a culmination of work by so many different individuals, people who were here before me,
right?
Other borough presidents, to elected officials, to community activists, to tenant association, and you ask how I feel. I feel good. I feel honored, and I feel like I'm the luckiest guy in the world to be the borough president of my hometown, and to be the president at this point in time, where finally the world is starting to recognize all the good things about the Bronx. The Bronx is the birthplace of hip hop, the birthplace of doo-wop. The Bronx is the place where salseros were able to hone their skills, and that's the reason why we call it El Condado de la Salsa. We're the home of the New York Yankees. There's so much happening in our borough as it pertains to economic development and job creation and housing. In other words, we're not the borough of the 70s and the 80s anymore. We've really turned the corner, and life isn't perfect, but to have so many people recognize the hard work that has been put in by so many folks, it's humbling, it's an honor, and I am blessed to be the borough president. So a lot of folks, as the borough president, they give me the credit, but so many people deserve that credit.
I like that, how you make sure you give the credit to everyone that has been part of it.
Folks are working hard every single day, whether it's folks raising their families, teachers at our schools, police officers, elected officials working in one united front, whether it's at the city council in Albany or at the federal government, to bring resources to restore our infrastructure, to restore our waterfront, to build housing, to create jobs, to give incentives to many different industries like the film industry to be able to come to the Bronx. It's the reason why we have Silver Cup Studios. So there's so much that's happening here. And so as the borough president, I'm the one sort of like, we go out there, you have a vision, you have, thoughts and ideas, but without those that would be able to execute it,
it won't happen.
It won't happen.
I say that many times, like, you guys are watching us now, it won't be able to watch us if it wasn't for the camera crew and then the editing crews and all that, and my PR who set up our interview, right? So yeah, it is a whole, group thing, and I like that. But the most part about it is I like that we have a borough president that understands the Bronx, live and,
my whole life, been here my whole life, man. I'm born, bred, raised, educated, raised my two sons who are two fantastic young men now. Fell in love here with my high school sweetheart, who
Wow,
26 years later is still my wife. The Bronx has been good to me.
I like that. When he said the Bronx, his smile comes out. He's like, and that's a good thing about it. Like I said, I was born and raised right there in 167. So
From the west side.
Yeah,
I'm from the east side.
And I've been in the 70s and 80s, and I've seen the whole change. Even though I left to Pennsylvania to go to school and all that, but when I come back, I'm like, okay, the Bronx is getting better and better. And then through the years, I see stuff that are getting better. Your name is attached to it. So I'm like, I have to really meet this man that's helping out and helping the Bronx to succeed.
So, and I appreciate that. And look, you and I were raised in a time where folks wrote us off as a borough.
Mm-hmm.
The Bronx wasn't the most ideal place to live in or raise a family. And, many of us and our families stayed and persevered. And shame on us if we don't take advantage of the vehicles that we've been given. For me, as being the borough president, for you as LDM, communications and putting the information out there to the world. Shame on us if we don't take the opportunity to advocate, to continue to push the envelope so that we get exactly what we deserve, that we get just as good as what other communities get. Mm-hmm. And that's what we've been doing.
And I like it. Like you said, we came from that era. We came from the era looking at the building and it was flowery, but it was really a wood. Remember those days?
The window. It was like a fake window. They would put a wooden board over the window, and then they'll cover it with these decals with a fake flower pot. Big windows.
The one boy looking out the window. I remember all of those decals that they had there, where we look at it from now to where it came from to where it's going, and it's.
What's amazing? What's amazing though, Charles? Isn't it when folks ask us, "How was it growing up?" It's almost like mixed feelings, right? Mm-hmm. Because on the one hand, we saw the crack epidemic around us. Right. We saw the Bronx burning down. Mm-hmm. We saw crime and poverty, and yet wasn't it fun?
You know how many times they asked me that?
Like, it was crazy. It was like
every time I get interviewed, they ask me, "So how was it when you grew?" I said, "Listen, I would never change it for the world."
It was like fun. And playing football from brown
football. Oh my God, you're bringing me way back now.
Stickball, trying to get 3 sous.
Yeah, I remember.
If you didn't play stickball, you don't know what we're talking about. But you hit, you would hit obviously like regular straight shots, but you always try to swing for the fences, as they call it, and try to get over 3 sewers, meaning that your distance and everything was over 3 sewers. How about like a rite of passage, which was
the stick?
No. I'm saying when you open up the fire hydrant, the pump.
Oh my God!
And then when you were little, you got wet in it, but it wasn't until you got big enough.
And you
can hold the can without them power.
When my uncle gave me the first can, I was like, "Oh my God!" I'm holding it. It was like, oh. Like a light, and we actually had fun. And what was it? About 2 years ago, I took my wife and they opened the pump, and I was like, "Come on, let's go." She was like, "What are you guys doing?" We're like, "Oh, we're going to recap our youth," and we did it, and she had a lot of fun.
And basketball and we used to play baseball with my Blessed Sacrament.
You remember Skelzies?
Skelzies in the middle.
Oh my God!
So we used to have to push up top with the clay in it, right?
Oh, the candle wax.
The candle wax.
This guy knows. Guys, if you're from the Bronx, you understand what we're talking about. It brings way back memories.
You'd have candle wax or crayon to give weight to the
top,
so that when.
Did you ever take the chairs to the school and take the?
I would never admit to that.
I'm not saying I did it, but
I know what it was like when I saw other people do it.
Yeah. I just borrowed theirs. But it was fun. Like I said, we can speak about our youth many, many years, and this is what it's about living in the Bronx. You have these happy times versus everything else that's gone. It's nice that we can see the light in everything else. It turned us into the men we are now.
Absolutely. And it helped formulate our personalities, our character. It helped formulate our, it's amazing because the past has helped us formulate our vision for the future. And we've had so many people who touched us. I certainly had, I would say this, the luxury of having giants, being around giants at a very young age in the political world that touched me, that taught me. And it's amazing because now I've been elected now 20 years.
Yeah.
And even though I'm only 43 years old, I'm like the old guy around the block now in terms of politics. We've been so blessed with so many young, talented elected officials. So I'm the one now imparting my knowledge and experience on them. And it's like paying it forward. And it's, sometimes the problems are great, the problems are immense, and you feel like it's only one drop in the ocean, and you're wondering whether or not what you're doing is serving well. But what we're seeing now is that the people who had drops years ago, who touched me with their drops of knowledge, and now that we've been doing that over the last 20 years, those drops are all creating a giant ripple effect. Mm-hmm. And we're starting to see the changes. We're starting to see that the work that we're doing is having a positive effect on a whole lot of people here. Yeah. And it's being recognized, like I said earlier.
And it's true because, I pass by and I show my wife a lot of places. I show her the Army barracks, and so it's Kingsbridge. And I remember so many memories in there because my dad was in the Army. And I used to love when he was posted over here. But I'm going to the store, but he used to go to the house and, visit us. So his ripple bring me to be here, I guess, and all the other people that I've met. So I understand that, and I think it's very important to learn from other people as much as possible. Good or bad, but you're learning something and take advantage of it. Especially when you have all this stuff that is free out here that you can learn. There's still libraries, there's still, Google and all that. I think learning is positive key.
And trying to influence folks in a positive way. I was at the a gas station a couple of days ago, and with my personal car, I was with my brother-in-law, and this young guy came to me and said, "Hey, Ruben Diaz, hey, I remember when you were in the assembly and you used to have all these basketball tournaments that you used to sponsor.
Right.
I just see you everywhere. Forget the fact that he made me feel old, right? But he's like, you left such an impression on me, and right now I'm a teacher." Wow. At 131, Junior High School 131. So for those of us who are in public office, whenever we sponsor something, or whenever we provide the funding for a particular organization or for a school, right. To now see whatever it was, maybe 15 years later with this guy, that he became a teacher and that he's influencing. So that's the ripple effect. And that's what it's all about. It's all about whenever we do something, we tend to guess or think and hope that we're creating a positive energy so the kids that we do it for can go on and do something great with their life. In this case, I actually got to see the fruits of that. Wow. So with this young man. So that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah, when something like that happens, it's very amazing.
It's powerful for me. The gas station. Yeah.
We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to learn a little bit about Ruben Diaz's talented side that you guys might not know, and we do. What is it? I guess you got to come right back. This is the LDM Show, and this is Ruben Diaz Jr. We'll come right back, right after the show.
Hello, my name is Araya.
And I am Selena.
When I grow up, I want to be a teacher.
And when I grow up, I want to be a nurse.
Did you know that individuals who drive while sending or reading text messages are 23% more likely to be involved in a car crash more than other drivers?
Also, a car crash is typical, happens within an average of 3 seconds after a driver is distracted.
The United States Department of Transportation notes that cell phones are involved in 1.6 million auto crashes in a year.
That causes 500,000 injuries and takes 6,000 lives.
On February 19, 2011, Ashley Jones Davis was killed in a horrific car accident. She was texting and driving when she left the center lane and drove head into a box truck. But she stopped short, writing in her final message, "I can't discuss this right now. Facebooking and driving is not safe." Because of this, a new law was made.
We have families that will miss us.
We also have futures.
There is no text that cannot wait until later.
So let's take this pledge and say no to texting and driving.
Together we can spread the word
and save a life. Don't text and drive.
Hello back to the LDM show, and this is open to Ruben Diaz Jr. And we're going to be finding out so much, and this is why it's called Behind the Mic. And we were flashbacking before the commercial break. If we would have had special effects, you would have seen the little waves and everything, us with a pro maybe, back in the days. But like I said before, Ruben Diaz has a talent that y'all guys don't probably know. And
I don't know. What is it? What is it?
You love music and rapping.
I love music.
Oh my God.
And I'm a student of hip hop.
Yes.
Born and raised in the Bronx, this is the birthplace of hip hop. So you have to understand the origins. I'm friends with a lot of the pioneers. And even to this day, I listen to hip hop music. I have 2 sons who keep me, current. They keep me current, But I love it.
Who was the best one that you used to listen to growing up?
Well, Charles, that's not how you frame the question, right? So you could never ever ask somebody the best.
Okay.
You gotta do who are your top 5.
Oh, okay, let's do the top 5. Let's do the top 5.
So the top 5 for me are Biggie, Big Pun, Eminem, Rakim, and KRS-One.
Okay. Mine, I would say Biggie, Curtis Blow, LL Cool J when I was growing up. Let's see. Queen Latifah on rap, and then Run DMC. I think those are when I was growing up.
So I Run DMC when I was 10 years old. I remember that was my first record. When Rock Box. So that album King of Rock. So there was a song called Rock Box. I'm the king of rock. There is no higher. Dunker MCs and you're going to be sire. You must cease fire. I won't stop rocking till I retire. Gonna rock the party. And love's correct. All cuts are on time. And rhymes collect. Got the right to vote and will elect. And those rappers can't stand me, but give me respect.
Oh, yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. The talent. Hey, to sing songs like that, it's like the good memories pop up and makes it feel like everything you did was for a reason. When you hear music now from the music back then, do you wish that they bring something back from back then, or you think it's okay?
Well, you got to understand. I mean, this is an age-old debate on when it comes to music. Because when I was I'm from a Puerto Rican family,
right? And
I'll be honest. My family didn't appreciate that I liked hip hop back then.
Mm-hmm.
For them, and this is something very serious that was happening between the Latino and the African American community.
Mm-hmm.
For them, I was too black.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right? And then I was well versed on the history of, the African diaspora. Mm-hmm. So I remember getting to debates with my aunts and my cousins about the fact that the reason why my father, Reverend Diaz, is dark skinned is because there was a slave trade that found its way to, the island of Puerto Rico, and they're like, no, we're Indians, so it was like, that's the reason why we're dark skinned. No, we're Indian, we're African, and we're European. And so the fact that the whole family should listen to salsa, and to merengue, pimpinela. I know my mother used to have pimpinela songs. And so, but I was the one who was listening to hip hop. I was one breakdancing. I was wearing a baseball cap to the side. I had my white gloves to do so the point is that every generation, I think, gets criticism from the generation who was before them, right? About the music they listen to. So the only difference, I have 2 differences with the hip hop today than the hip hop that I grew up with. The hip hop today is number one, they glorify violence too much.
Yeah.
Where when we were growing up, you said you like Curtis Blow, people like Melly Mel. Mm-hmm. They spoke about violence, but they reported it. They talked about the conditions. And so they were like the street journalists telling the world, where we come from, this is this and that is what's happening. And hopefully somebody's listening, and so hopefully somebody will change those conditions. So for me, if you live in a place where there's a whole lot of killing and drug selling, I don't mind if you talk about it in your rhymes, as long as you're reporting about it. What I do take exception to is when you glorify it. When you say that, that's the way, that you're killing. That, you make a mockery out of it, of drug selling and stuff like that. That is what I think is, so being journalists and being reporters, I think we can go back to that, right? The Message was one of the classic songs that did
well
that.
said, and I mean that.
When you look at Slick Rick, and Slick Rick talked about, a children's story, ran up to, and guess who saw? David don't feed you, and who don't know the meaning of water nor soul. So that whole thing where he sees this kid who gets in trouble with the police, he's shooting at the cop, but Slick Rick is not glorifying it. He's reporting that. And then he says, straight in that narrow the soldier's cask. Good night. So he's reporting how it was a tragic ending to the young kid's life.
Right.
The other thing that I miss about hip hop is that it's more beat oriented and not lyricism. I'm big on lyricism.
Yeah.
So I think that that's what makes the hip hop vernacular so cool, is that you can find different ways to say the same thing, and you can push the envelope on the English language, and the English language is so vast, and it kind of gets me upset that folks don't take advantage of the wordplay. That's why I like Eminem so much, right? Because Eminem, he's polysyllabic. Eminem could take one word with 5 syllables and then rhyme it with 5 words, and or have one syllable that rhyme with every syllable in the first word with the 5 syllables. I don't know if that made any sense. So it's just that wordplay. Biggie was a storyteller.
Yep.
Right? So to Biggie would put you in a song, it was almost like a movie that was playing out. When you look at Big Pun took this is a guy who at the time, and by the way, never reached this peak. So I'm going back to my top 5. I'm explaining my top 5. So Big Pun, for instance, he took his whenever he spoke to him regularly, it sounded almost like he couldn't breathe because he was so big. But then when he was on the mic, it was almost like he would just say, one deep breath, and he would have all these, and it was almost like he wouldn't take a deep breath until, he would make songs even, where he wouldn't even have a hook to the song. It just goes straight through. Rakim was, and I've been blessed to be on the stage with Rakim. He was known as the God. So he was ahead of his time, the way he spoke about metaphysical stuff. And then KRS-One. KRS-One was a teacher, right? So KRS-One was, Isaac was the father of, Abraham was the father of Isaac. Isaac was the father of Jacob. Jacob had 12 sons, for real. And these were the children of Israel. So he had songs like, Why Is That? He had songs like, there was just so many things, and he put the South Bronx on the map with the South Bronx. So he was just a teacher where he spoke about the origins of hip hop, the birthplace of hip hop, when people did not want to recognize that it came from the Bronx. When MC Shannon said that hip hop came from Queens,
that was
he taught everybody to set the record straight.
Yeah.
So he was like,
to this day, they speak about that big raw.
Yeah, when he was like, Coca La Rock, who hurt, and bam, B-boys ran to the latest jam, but when they got shot up, they went home and said, damn, there's got to be a better way to hear our music, everything. People's getting blown away, but coming outside anyway. So this is what he was talking about with
I tell you, this hidden talent. There's a new show called The Lowdown. I don't know if you ever seen it yet. The Get Down.
Yeah.
How does that feel when you see some of the stuff like that?
So Boz Lemon is the producer of The Get Down. He's the director. He was here at the very beginning, and he's a person, he's done major movies like The Great Gatsby, Moulin Rouge, Australia. He's done a number of different movies and worked with big names in Hollywood. And so he wanted to tell this mythical story about the Bronx, about the birthplace of hip hop. And so I was able to give him some of my knowledge about who to meet with. So he's been consulted by by Flash, and Kool Herc and others. And I think the Netflix series is amazing.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It shows a number of things. It shows the politics of the day back in the 70s in New York City and in the Bronx and the players. It shows the origins of this phenomenon that went on to take over the planet called hip hop, and it shows the troubles and the deterioration of the Bronx at the time. So what I'm hoping that happens is as he continues to tell this story, that you'll see a progression of the characters.
Right.
You're going to see a progression of the music and the genre of hip hop. But I also hoping that he shows the world the progression of the Bronx.
That's what I was. So we've been going around to all the sites and taking pictures and saying, hey, this is the way it looks now and stuff like that. Just to let people know.
Like Charlotte Street.
We went to the rocks where they were sliding at.
Yeah, on St. Mary's Park.
Yeah.
So I was born in the building right behind that Morehouse at 525 Jackson Avenue.
Wow, look at that.
So when you look at the big rock on St. Mary's Park, there are two buildings that's Morehouse. I was born in one of those buildings.
Okay.
And then we moved to the East Bronx. But when you look at people like Papa Fuerte, which is played by Jimmy Smith, so that's a character that I believe is mirrored after Ramon Vélez. And when you look at the rubble area where he wants to build these homes,
right,
that's the area where I grew up playing in that rubble. And that's the area where today you have beautiful homes with white picket fence. It's Charlotte Street. So I hope that eventually Baz Luhrmann shows the world that the Bronx doesn't look like that anymore. That it looks like what it is today, which is Charlotte Street.
Which is true. Like I said, I've been going to some of the sites and to let people know, hey, the movie's a movie, but this is what it looks like now.
Right.
Basically, I always feel like it's not only my job but my duty to let people know Bronx look like this. Not like the show, but the show is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's a good storyline, and I think the young actors, with the exception of Jaden Smith,
right,
and Jimmy Smith, they're relatively unknown.
Right.
So it's good to see this new talent. Many of the kids there are from the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
He was able to work with the Ghetto Film School, something that we make sure that he partner up with Bronx organizations like the Ghetto Film School, where not only are folks behind the scenes, but in front of the camera as well.
That's good. We're going to take our last break, and when we come back, we're going to play a game called Rapid Fire Questions. And it's quick questions, and we're going to get to know a little bit more about Ruben Diaz Jr. Again, this is the LDM Show. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the LDM Show, and this is Behind the Mic with Ruben Diaz Jr. And we were talking about so many things today, but now we're going to do some rapid-fire questions that people text us about. I'm just going to say two things, and you just, whatever pops in your mind, whichever two answers. I give you two answers, you give me one. Ready?
Shoot.
Chocolate or flowers?
Chocolate.
Day or night?
Day.
Apple or grapes?
Apple.
Science or math? Ooh, good one, huh? Wow. These are both like similar. Science and math goes together, I guess. But, yeah.
Science.
Okay. Dog or cat?
Dog.
Twilight or Harry Potter?
Twilight.
Boxers, brief, or commando? Hey, I'm just reading the questions they give me.
Boxers.
Sweet or salty?
Sweet.
Beach or the pool?
The pool.
Kiss or hugs?
A hug.
Bacon or egg?
Bacon.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee. Bustelo.
Bustelo. Cookies or cake?
Both.
Okay. Invisibility or the ability to fly?
The ability to fly.
Coke or Pepsi?
Neither.
I'm gonna say you're a health person. Batman or
Superman? It's contradictory to the cookies.
Batman or Superman?
Superman.
Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
Pants or shorts?
Pants.
And there we go. That's a rapid questions from them. The last question I have for you is, what do you want your legacy to be?
What I want my legacy to be is Ruben Diaz Jr. is a young man or a young boy, grew up and raised in the Bronx, became the borough president, and while he served the borough of the Bronx, he helped change the Bronx and make it better. Wow. He helped to make a better Bronx. And that's what I hope people remember me for.
Okay. All right. Again, this is Behind the Mic. It's Ruben Diaz Jr. We're shooting the breeze. But in the beginning, we need like 2 hours of the remembering of everything that's going on. But again, thank you for everything you guys are doing.
Thank you.
I just wish more and more success for you and for the Bronx.
I appreciate
as
it.
well. Guys, you got to remember the Bronx is our birthplace, and this is the reason why I came back. This is the reason why Ruben Diaz Jr. does a lot of the work, and the people around here does a lot. Remember, be safe at all times. See something, say something, and that's what I always say at the end of my show. And remember, always treat the one person the same way you want to be treated, because you never know when you're going to need that person. This is Charles Aloma. This is the LDM Show. This is Ruben Diaz Jr., and we're here live in the Bronx. We'll see you next week.